Good morning. Welcome back to Pine Haven Homestead here in North Idaho. I'm so grateful to have you guys here, and we have had so many things happening here on the homestead. Lots of things to update you guys on, but real quick in the garden, we've harvested a bunch of broccoli that's still producing, but it is just infested with aphids, so I need to go and clean that up. There's like a lot of things that I need to do that is garden cleanup maintenance stuff. We have been so busy doing other projects with our animals. We moved our goats, got a cow, and are doing all sorts of other things with butchering our chickens. We got those butchered, we got our pigs butchered, and so we just have a lot of we've had a lot of irons in the fire doing a lot of different things, and so the garden has kind of taken a back seat. And so today I'm getting out there, or out here, and I'm going to be doing a lot of cleanup and maintenance on it. I'll show you the fall planting bed that I planted just right over here, right there, and how everything is coming up. And then I planted a second one after I harvested the onions, and so I'll let you guys take a look at that and see how that is all progressing. And then we'll take a look and see what other things are happening in the garden. But I've also taken a break from vegetable gardening, and I've been planting some landscaping on the property. I've been growing food for a really long time, but my real passion actually is flower gardening and landscape gardening. So getting some places finally on this homestead of landscaping has been really, really exciting to get that going. So let's go take a look. Okay, so cherry trees are still doing well, getting all of these flowers and everything watered. Rhubarb is doing excellent. My dead bed is doing incredible with that red warty thing, is just going nuts. We've got a Cherokee pumpkin in here that I don't know if it's, oh, there's a little pumpkin right there. So hopefully we'll get another Cherokee pumpkin out of there. And then I've got the butternut squash is coming through. But this was my shallot bed. And remember, I left a couple of shallots in there so that they can overwinter and then seed for next year. All of the peas came up. The lettuce is coming up in most of the places. Wheatgrass is doing really well. Dill is coming up, and we've got a couple of carrots that came through. So that germination worked really well. And then there's still a potato in there. And then here is the second one. This is where all the onions were. I planted some more yellow beets, some radishes, some carrots that I forgot to help germinate. So it looks like just one of them is coming up. More radishes, and then I've got Swiss chard and spinach in there. And I realized that I forgot to plant more kale. And then over here we have, this is our one Cherokee pumpkin right here. This is my daughter's pumpkin, and we are just, my husband and I are just so relieved that she's getting at least one pumpkin. So that's really exciting. And then the other one is that red warty thing. We've got a handful of those coming on there. And I think that's all that's really in this bed. The nasturtiums just haven't been getting the sun that they've needed with all of the other things growing in here. So they are super stunted, as opposed to that one, which got a much later start. Cosmos, and then some gigantic sunflowers. They're always just so beautiful. And let's see, over here we've got kale that is just infested with aphids. It is the time of year for the aphids, so I'm gonna have to clean that up, probably just cut the whole thing down and give it to the chickens or throw it in the compost. Basil is doing really well. Our tomatoes are, oh, looks like I need to probably stop this guy from growing so they can focus on ripening up all of those. Peas are finally officially done for the season. My tarragon is taking off now that it's getting more sun. Oh, hi, Tiger. Hi, Bubby. More tomatoes over there. And then here are my tomatoes. So I've been growing Amish paste, and I've had the same problem every year of them splitting. And I don't think it's because of watering. So I'm trying new tomatoes next year. I'm not going to be doing these Amish paste, even though they are delicious, because I just don't like having to cut out all of the splitting. Rosemary, Nanking, and then my fake greenhouse that turns out to be a blessing because we've got somebody over in there. Let's see if I can zoom in. And so we've needed to hay storage. So working on getting a bunch of hay. I moved my potatoes over there out of the way of the sprinkler so that they can dry out. My collection of cardboard that goes down underneath all of the wood chips. Here are, let's turn this way. Cherry tomatoes are doing fantastic. We need to come in and harvest a bunch of these, a bunch of cherry tomatoes, some more basil over in there, and some peppers. And then over here are more peppers. We've got serranos and cayennes and shishito and jalapenos in here. And then more of our Amish paste tomatoes and our 2 volunteer pumpkins. One looks like this, so probably just some sort of orange pumpkin. And then the other one looks like this. So I'm not quite sure what it is, but that is our other volunteer pumpkin. It looks like it might just be 1 or 2 of that size. And then more of our Amish paste tomatoes and a bunch of basil inside there. And then here's the broccoli. Obviously I've let it go a little bit and let it go to seed. There are still little bits in here that we can come and harvest and eat. But then, like, here's a sacrifice plant right here with all of the aphids. I'm leaving them because I'm calling the ladybugs in to come in and take care of that. So it's sending out a message to the ladybugs to come in and take care of that and lay their babies. So gotta leave it so that there's food for them. Brussels sprouts. Okay, so in August, at the beginning of August, I fertilized. And then just this week, I cut off all of the lower branches to get lots of sunlight to the Brussels sprouts. And you can see some of them are doing really well, some of them not as well. This is my first time growing Brussels sprouts, so I didn't film the trimming of the leaves, but it was just really easy. You just take pruners and you just cut off each of the leaf stalks, and that's how you do it. So pretty good. Another look at all of the broccoli. I like to let it go to flower because the bees love it, the pollinators. It's just another food source for them. So I leave it and let it happen. Here is our butternut squash. Let's see. There were some in here somewhere. It is just a maze to get in here. Let's see. Oh, there's a little one right there. So hopefully we've got enough time. There's some other bigger ones all up in there. Hopefully we've got enough time before frost comes in that they'll be able to mature. Borage is doing really well. I love, love, love this flower. You can actually take the petals and you can eat it. And it has a slight cucumber flavor. I've got some beets in here that are shrouded by the borage, so they're not able to really get to where they need to be. And here's my cucamelon. And it looks like I'm finally getting, where is it? Oh, right here. Finally getting a little cucamelon. Oh, hi, Shadow. In there. Let's not go through the garden. Silly boy. Amaranth is doing well. This is a humongous sunflower. And then over here, I've got cucumbers that are growing. And you guys, so far I've only harvested 1 cucumber off of it. And half of it was bitter. So I don't know what to do about that. We've got turnips in here. I was able to give a bunch of turnips to the pigs. And then my zucchini, this is my favorite zucchini, is ready to go. And some more flowers. And then I already showed you the dead bed. Let's go over here and look up at what we've got over here. One of my many compost piles got strawberries in here. And this poor little evergreen huckleberry is just barely hanging on. I don't think he's gonna make it. We're trying, but I don't think so. Oh, hi, Shadow. So I might end up replacing him with another kind of blueberry. We have lemon balm and French sorrel, and then my echinacea, some calendula. Salvia only, I should have trimmed it back harder. It didn't come back after its first flush. Sage, more calendula. Oh, here's a cherry tree. They're doing pretty good. I'm pretty pleased with them. And calendula, peppers, still in there, you guys. We're harvesting off of them, but they're not big producers. Blueberry, more echinacea and a sunflower, and comfrey, zinnias, and then look at this cherry. This one's looking really good. That is a good looking cherry tree. And then just more flowers along here. Feverfew. Oh, look at those cute sunflowers. I haven't seen those ones yet. And I'm making a planting bed on that side. I am collecting seeds from some of my flowers, so I just got these little organza bags and put them over the flowers that I want to keep seeds from. Blueberries, more comfrey, and all sorts of different things. The thyme is really taking off. And then this was the cherry tree that I waited to plant because it wasn't rooted in all the way, but he is doing really, really well. More sunflowers, more blueberries. Looks like I missed an onion. And then here is another cherry tree that I planted as a little sucker shoot. Died off, came back. So we're just gonna let him go and see what happens. Huge rhubarb. All zinnias and beautiful sunflowers. Barrel of strawberries. And another barrel of strawberries and mint. And I got this all wood chipped. Oh, it is so nice. It really, helps with the weed pressure. So we're gonna do more flowers and whatnot along this side like I did on the other side. And we've got apple trees that the kids have come on and pretty much picked all of the apples and currants. Oh look, there's one Honeycrisp apple left right there. And more currants. And then these are my Freedom apples. Oh no, Liberty. I think this is Liberty. One day, oh yeah, Liberty apples, and then an Oregon grape over there. And there you can see the goats. They got moved to their new house right over there. And then last spot over here, still have 2 spots for apple trees to put in. More currants. And this was the apple tree that fell over and the goats got a hold of. But you can see it's really coming back and leafed out and sent new branches, and it's doing really, really well. Another currant. And then here is the Whitney crab apple. That's looking really good. And then I remembered I have this chives that I need to go plant over with my mulberry tree over there. I've got a black lace elderberry that I'm gonna figure out how to help it out better this year. Horseradish is in here. And then, okay, so we had snowberry bushes just all right here, just completely taken over. And so this is my attempt at smothering them out. I cut them all down, laid the tarps and feed bags over it, and it's just kind of letting the heat kind of kill it, not let any of the sunlight get to it. And then we'll put cardboard over it and more wood chips once Chip Drop decides that they want to deliver to me again. So we'll get taken care of that. But here's my little mulberry tree. I'm so thrilled about it. So I should plant one of my chives over here. I'm gonna do it over in that corner. So I feel like that's the direction that the voles might be coming from. So I'll plant it over there and get some more cardboard around it and a little bit more mulch. And that guy should be ready to go. And we'll get these guys moved and get all this taken care of. But I love seeing the goats up over there. It is so fun. So I thought that maybe it might be fun if I showed you the couple of landscaping projects that I'm working on and kind of share my vision with them and show you guys what's going on with there. And then I'll take you over to the new goat area and let you see how that is. Oh yes. And we got another puppy, I forgot. And our other goat had her baby. So we are just full up on new animals here on the homestead. But first, let's go ahead and take a look at these landscaping projects that I've got going on. Okay, so on the outside of the vegetable garden bed, I'm gonna mirror from this side over here, but you know, we can only do one side at a time. But this is the kids' play area. So I'm not quite sure what we're gonna do along there. I did get 2 more boards painted that we need to go and attach over there to finish off that fencing over there. But I have laid cardboard down, added some soil. I'm doing a rock border along here because these are all just rocks laying around the property, so might as well just use them. And then last year I started a bunch of peony tubers, and they survived the winter and came back, and so I wanted to get them in the ground. So I've got 4 of them along here, and I planted a bunch of them in my other landscaping section. I have no idea which variety is which, so it'll be a fun surprise in a couple of years when they finally bloom. But so right now it's just going to be peonies, and then I will add in some other landscapes, flowers and whatnot along here as I gather them. So the soil is not very deep, but it worked out because the root balls were not very deep on my peonies. And then this was like a little teeny tiny one that came up, so got that one in there too. But you can see it's only about 4 inches deep there. So I'm going all the way to here, and I'm gonna kind of block it off here with some more rocks so that there's room for the kids to jump off of the tires and not land in my flower bed. And then I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do some more wood chips just around this area, just to kind of reduce the weed pressure coming from over there. And then I am watering my berries. I've got blackberries here, a bunch of raspberries there. And so they're getting watered right now. And these cats are loving all of my new plantings that I'm doing. And they are using all of these as litter boxes. At least it's just with my ornamentals, so it's not a big deal, but they're pretty fun to watch run around and play. But as you can see, I'm utilizing all of my cardboard for all of my different projects. And I just cannot wait for what this is going to look like when it's done. So we're gonna do lots of perennials. Again, you know, I've got the peonies in there, and we're gonna continue on with the cottage garden look with some more foxglove and some more echinacea, and a bunch of the sweet peas already dropped their seeds, so those will probably come back up next year, self-seed, I hope. And maybe some of the amaranth and sunflowers might come along in there as well. That's about as far as I've gotten with this, with what I'm planting in there for right now. But I think once the peonies come up and kind of take over, I think that is going to be a really nice look. Okay, and this right here might be my most favorite project that we're working on. We've got a dry creek. We created a patio area, got a bridge to cover up the septic access. And these are just some pavers that I have laid out right there just for temporary until I find ones that I really like. And then I planted the rest of the peonies all along here that I had started. The gray buckets are gonna be where hydrangeas are gonna go. And I already planted a bunch of muscari and what else? And crocus in here. And I'm just so thrilled with this. So again, I did cardboard, and then I did soil, and then mulch on top. And I've got a hazelnut right there, and another elderberry, a black tower elderberry there. And so I just am really loving how this whole little area is coming together. It's so fun. And then we'll go ahead and hop over there and I'll show you what I've got over there. The kids are obsessed with this bridge, and so am I. Okay. So I haven't watered in here for a little while, but it seems like everybody's doing okay. The hollyhocks bloomed and I'm obsessed. I love them. I think I'm gonna get some stakes and kind of tie them up so that they're not falling so far forward. But the peonies are still doing well. Foxgloves are doing well. The rain that we had come in went absolutely crazy on the amaranth, and it kind of split. So we're gonna have to get that figured out. Good thing it's just an annual. But you can see all of this over here. And then you guys, look at this silver lace vine. Is that not so pretty? This was the one thing that I did remember to grab out of our old garden and brought with me. And it's just such a cute little trellis. I'm so excited about it. And to have the silver lace vine going on it. Looks like the pollinators really like it. But I love this little flower garden space. Hi, Fluffy Paws. Are we going to have an attack of the cats? Nope. I guess not. But I'm definitely going for a cottage garden look over here. I'm obsessed. Here's sunshine. We got some of the fencing completed over here. Still need to do a top rail and cut down the extra wire that we've got. But here's sunshine and her baby Thunder. So cute. Very nice little goats. And so they have this area. This is where this is our nanny pen. Then we grew out our meat birds in here too. And then they were gone just in time for a nanny pen again. It's working out really nice in here. And then we go and sit in there and hold the baby and pet him. I've got my milking stanchion over in here now so that we can get her used to milking and bring Lavender over from over here for milking too. There's Lavender and her twins, and Delilah and Stella. And so they have this whole area here to run around and play. Everything right next to our hay storage, which is really nice and convenient. And they've got a little house over there, 2 different stalls for them to go in. And I think this is gonna be really nice in the wintertime. And then we still have all of those woods back behind there. So our next plan is to bring the fencing back along there and behind there so that they have an extra access to go in the woods and kind of clean that up. But right now, they're just hanging out in here. Hi, girls. And so I love having them up here. I love them in the space. I can see them from my bedroom window, and it's just so nice. Since we're going around and updating all of the things on the homestead, like I had mentioned earlier, we butchered our chickens, which meant we also butchered one of our roosters. And so now we just have one main rooster left. And so all of the girls in here are getting their bearings back in place since we butchered the head rooster because he was a little too aggressive with the girls, like the hens, and just was relentless. And so we chose the more mild-mannered rooster. And so everybody's figuring it out. We've got all of our junior chickens in there. Everybody's open and out and can wander around and commingle and everything. I tried putting all of the hens that we hatched out in with the big chickens, but they flew the coop and went up in the tree. And the last time that happened last year, I lost a bunch of my hens to like a raccoon or something. So they're back in the bachelor coop with the roosters that hatched out as well. And so that's just where they're sleeping for right now. And then over here is our dog tower with our new puppy, Knox and Ira. And they are full brothers. Just a different litter apart, and you can see that he is just absolutely adorable. He is such a good dog. They both are. Princess. Hi, Princess. And they are just so good. The cutest little puppies ever. We absolutely adore them and love them so much. So they get to have supervised time out with all of the birds and everybody, but we had a coyote come on the property and take a few of our birds, and so they keep going on the coyote scent and leaving the property. So their time out of their house is very limited. And then I want to show you our turkey that hatched her baby chickens, because she was on a nest of chicken eggs. And she has them and brings them around, and they all wander, and she actually has them in the main chicken coop with all of the big chickens, and nobody has bothered them. She did hatch 8. One of them went missing when the coyote came, and then we were at 7, and then one of the 7 disappeared a few days ago, so now we're down to 6. I have no idea where it is. I haven't been able to find the body, so it's possible that maybe the cats took it, or I have no idea. But that is what's happening over there. But these doggies, oh, they're so cute. So cute. Knox and Ira. Okay, I'll show you the 4 roosters we hatched out. This black one, that black one, this white one, and that colorful one. We're not sure if we're keeping any of them or if we're getting rid of all 4 of them. We're just kind of waiting to see. But if you're local to me in the North Idaho area and you're interested in a rooster and you want one of these, you are welcome to him before he hits the stock pot or becomes dog food for not our dogs. But they are beautiful. They are all Copper Morans mixes. One is clearly a Leghorn, I think Easter Eggers, and I'm not sure what else, maybe a Wheaton Moran in there too. So they are adorable. Highly recommend. Very nice boys. Since we finished our tour, I guess I'll go and start doing garden chores and garden cleanup and whatnot. So I'll take you along for it. I will guarantee to you that the angle will not be perfect, and so you might not get to see everything that I'm doing, but I've got to string up the peas. I already topped off all of my tomatoes so that they can focus on just ripening up the tomatoes that are already on the vine. I've got to clean up some of the broccoli. I've got to plant that one chive with the mulberry and do a few other things. So I'll just set the camera down and put it on there so you can watch me do all of that kind of stuff. But like I said, you're not going to get the best view of it, but you'll get to watch nonetheless. And if you are liking what you are seeing here, please be sure to subscribe below, and you'll be notified when new videos come out. Okay, so I changed my mind, and when I was looking at the broccoli, there was quite a bit of aphids on it. So all I didn't film it obviously, but I just cut off all of the broccoli stalks that were infested with the aphids and put them in the compost. And then my kale was really bad too, so I cut off a bunch of that and stuck that in the compost as well. And then I was looking at my Brussels sprouts, and they had aphids all over. And I mean, the whole point of growing the Brussels sprouts is for the Brussels sprouts, and they're not ready to harvest yet. So I grabbed my hose and I put on the jets. Well, I have a thing, and so I turned it so that it was like spraying really hard, and I just sprayed off all of the Brussels sprout stalks to obliterate all of the aphids and spray them all off. And so that's probably going to be an application thing that I'm going to have to do on multiple occasions, multiple times, until we are ready to harvest all of the Brussels sprouts. So I'll go take the camera over there and kind of show you what they look like now. And I'm currently filling up the water for the cow. So her name is Buttercup. She's adorable. And her little heifer calf is Iris. And so we'll go take a look at them next time. But it is so much fun to have these cows. It is like, we feel like full-on homesteaders now, that we are able to provide ourselves and our homes and other families with milk, which is really, really exciting. But yeah, so I got everything all cleaned up. I tied up the peas and the cucumbers. I transplanted that one garlic chive over next to the mulberry, and just did general cleanup. And I did more of the pruning of the tomatoes. I cut off all of the little, I can't think of it, suckers, and all of the growing tips on them, so they could just really focus on ripening up the tomatoes that are currently on the plants. So pretty sure that is everything that I wanted to get done here in the garden. I am still working on cleaning out the chicken coop, and I'm gonna kind of rehab that and change it up a little bit. So it might not be something that I'm gonna film, but you'll see the aftermath with. And I think that's where we're at. So thanks so much for joining, and I will see you guys next time. So everything has a nice dousing of water. So you can see I kind of missed a couple of spots here with some aphids, but next time I spray them, I'll be able to get those off of there. Looks like I need to put some mulch down in here too. That'd probably help. But everything is looking a lot better over here.